Debt Storm, Americans Drowning in Record Household Debt. Part 1, The Surge in Household Debt. The American financial landscape is experiencing a dramatic shift as household debt levels reach unprecedented heights. In the first quarter of 2024, total household debt soared to a staggering $17.69 trillion, marking an increase of $184 billion, or 1.1% from the previous quarter. This surge, reported by the New York Federal Reserve, reflects the growing financial strain on American families as they grapple with various forms of debt, from mortgages to auto loans and credit cards. A significant portion of this increase stems from mortgage balances, which rose by $190 billion from the previous quarter, reaching a new high of $12.44 trillion by the end of March. This rise indicates that while homeownership remains a key component of the American dream, it is becoming increasingly expensive. The housing market, driven by low inventory and high demand, continues to push prices, and subsequently mortgage balances, to new levels. Auto loan balances also saw a modest increase, rising by $9 billion to $1.62 trillion. This consistent upward trend, persisting since 2020, highlights the ongoing reliance on financed vehicles. However, in a slight deviation from this trend, credit card balances fell by $14 billion to $1.12 trillion. This decline follows the holiday shopping season, as consumers attempted to pay down their credit card debt. Yet, despite the slight decrease, credit card balances remain near record highs, underscoring the financial pressures many households face. This balancing act between paying down debt and managing everyday expenses is becoming increasingly challenging for many Americans. High inflation expectations. Compounding these financial pressures is the expectation of persistent high inflation. According to the New York Federal Reserve's survey of consumer expectations, Americans anticipate inflation to remain elevated in the coming years. The median expectation is for a 3.3% inflation rate 1 year from now, up from the 3% projected the previous month. Furthermore, consumers expect inflation to hover around 2.8% 3 years from now and remain at that level 5 years into the future. These expectations exceed the Federal Reserve's 2% target, suggesting that sticky inflation could persist longer than policymakers hope. The Fed's latest economic forecasts predict that inflation will fall to 2.1% by 2025 and eventually stabilize around 2% in 2026. However, the public's less optimistic outlook indicates that many are bracing for a prolonged period of higher prices, adding to the financial strain on households already burdened by record debt levels. Delinquencies on the rise. The rising debt levels are also accompanied by an increase in delinquencies. As of March, approximately 3.2% of outstanding debt was in some stage of delinquency, up from 3.1% in the previous quarter. Although this rate is still below the pre-pandemic average of 4.7%, the upward trend is concerning. The rate of serious delinquencies, where a balance is more than 90 days overdue, has increased across all types of debt. Credit card delinquencies, in particular, have continued to rise from their pre-pandemic levels. The percentage of credit card balances in serious delinquency has reached its highest level since 2012. This increase highlights the growing financial distress among some households, as they struggle to keep up with their debt payments in the face of high inflation and rising interest rates. Part 2, The Impact of High Interest Rates and Inflation on Debt. High interest rates. The rise in household debt is particularly alarming given the current high interest rates. The average credit card annual percentage rate, APR, is now around 20.66%, nearing a record high according to Bankrate's historical data dating back to 1985. The previous record was set at 19% in July 1991. These high rates mean that carrying debt becomes significantly more expensive over time. For instance, if an individual owes $5,000 in credit card debt, a common scenario for many Americans, the current APR levels would result in approximately $7,723 in interest over the course of 277 months if only the minimum payments are made. This long-term burden can lead to a vicious cycle of debt, where borrowers find it increasingly difficult to pay down their balances. The Federal Reserve's efforts to curb inflation by raising interest rates to a 23-year high have also played a role in this scenario. While these measures are aimed at cooling the economy and bringing down inflation, they simultaneously make borrowing more expensive. This creates a challenging environment for households that rely on credit to manage their expenses. Inflation's persistent grip. Despite the Fed's actions, inflation remains a significant concern. The most recent data from the Labor Department shows that inflation is still up 3.5% compared to the same time last year. This persistent inflation has had a profound impact on household finances, as families are forced to pay more for everyday necessities like food, housing, and utilities. Low-income households, in particular, are bearing the brunt of these price increases. These families, whose budgets are already stretched thin, find it increasingly difficult to make ends meet as prices for basic goods and services continue to rise. The result is a growing financial strain that exacerbates the existing debt burden. The New York Federal Reserve survey further underscores these challenges. Consumers are not only expecting high inflation in the near term but are also bracing for it to remain above the Fed's target for several years. This expectation of prolonged inflation can influence spending and saving behaviors, potentially leading to more conservative financial decisions and further impacting economic growth. Rising delinquencies and financial distress. The report also highlights a worrying trend: the rise in delinquencies across various types of loans. As of March 2024, about 3.2% of outstanding debt was in some stage of delinquency, marking a slight increase from the previous quarter. Although this is still below the pre-pandemic average, the trend indicates growing financial distress among borrowers. Serious delinquencies, where payments are more than 90 days overdue, have risen for credit cards, student loans, and auto loans. This trend is particularly pronounced among credit card holders, with the rate of serious delinquencies reaching its highest level since 2012. This indicates that more households are struggling to keep up with their debt payments, potentially leading to further financial instability. Part 3: Strategies for managing debt and financial health. Managing debt in a high-interest environment. Given the current economic climate, managing debt effectively is more critical than ever. High interest rates can make even small balances grow quickly, so it's essential to adopt strategies that help minimize the cost of borrowing. One effective strategy is to prioritize paying off high-interest debt first. This approach, known as the avalanche method, involves focusing extra payments on the debt with the highest interest rate while making minimum payments on others. Once the highest interest debt is paid off, move on to the next highest. This method can save money on interest over time and help reduce overall debt more quickly. Another strategy is to consider debt consolidation. This involves combining multiple debts into a single loan with a lower interest rate. Debt consolidation can simplify payments and potentially lower monthly payments, making it easier to manage debt. However, it's essential to carefully evaluate the terms of any consolidation loan to ensure it offers a true financial benefit. Creating a budget and sticking to it. A well-structured budget is a crucial tool for managing finances and staying on top of debt. Start by tracking all income and expenses to get a clear picture of where money is going. Identify areas where spending can be reduced and allocate those savings toward paying down debt. Creating a budget that includes regular debt payments can help ensure that progress is made each month. It can also help prevent new debt from accumulating by keeping spending in check. Many financial experts recommend using the 50/30/20 rule as a guideline. Allocate 50% of income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. Building an emergency fund. An emergency fund can provide a financial cushion that helps avoid taking on new debt when unexpected expenses arise. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses in a readily accessible account. This fund can cover emergencies like medical bills, car repairs, or job loss, reducing the need to rely on credit cards or loans. Seeking professional help. For those struggling to manage their debt, seeking professional help can be a wise decision. Credit counseling agencies can offer guidance on budgeting, debt management, and financial planning. They can also negotiate with creditors to potentially lower interest rates or create a more manageable repayment plan. In more severe cases, debt relief options like debt settlement or bankruptcy might be necessary. These options have significant consequences and should be considered carefully with the help of a financial advisor or attorney. As Americans face record levels of household debt and the challenges of high interest rates and persistent inflation, managing debt effectively is more important than ever. By adopting strategic approaches to debt repayment, creating and sticking to a budget, building an emergency fund, and seeking professional help when needed, individuals can work towards achieving financial stability. Debt storm bonus: selling your stuff to get out of debt. Step 1: Identifying valuable items to sell. Taking inventory. When faced with mounting debt, one effective strategy to quickly reduce your financial burden is to sell items you no longer need or use. Start by taking a thorough inventory of your belongings. Look for items that have value and can be sold for a good price. This could include electronics, furniture, jewelry, clothing, collectibles, and even appliances. Assessing value. Once you have identified potential items to sell, assess their value. Use online marketplaces like eBay, Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace to get an idea of what similar items are selling for. You can also check local pawn shops or consignment stores. Understanding the market value of your items will help you price them competitively and maximize your earnings. Prioritizing high-value items. Focus first on high-value items that can make a significant impact on your debt. These might include electronics. Smartphones, tablets, laptops, and gaming consoles are in high demand and can fetch good prices. Jewelry, gold, silver, and gemstone jewelry can be sold to jewelers or online buyers. Designer clothing and accessories. High-end brands are often sought after on resale platforms. Furniture. Quality furniture can be sold locally or through specialized consignment stores. Collectibles. Items like rare coins, stamps, comic books, and vintage toys can be valuable to collectors. Preparing items for sale. Before listing your items for sale, ensure they are in the best possible condition. Clean and repair them if necessary. For electronics, include original packaging, manuals, and accessories if you still have them. Taking high-quality photos and writing detailed descriptions can also help attract buyers and secure better prices. Step 2. Effective selling strategies and platforms. Choosing the right platform. Different items sell better on different platforms. Here's a guide to help you choose the right place to sell your stuff. eBay, ideal for a wide range of items, especially electronics, collectibles, and clothing. eBay offers a global audience, which can help you reach more buyers. Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, great for selling locally, particularly for larger items like furniture and appliances. These platforms are easy to use and allow for direct transactions. Amazon, perfect for selling books, electronics, and new or like-new items. Amazon's large customer base can help you sell quickly. Poshmark and Depop, specialized in fashion and accessories, these platforms are perfect for selling designer clothing and accessories. Pawn shops, best for quick cash. Pawn shops can be a good option for valuable items like jewelry and electronics, though you might get a lower price compared to selling directly to consumers. Creating effective listings. When creating listings, make sure to use high-quality photos. Clear, well-lit photos from multiple angles can make your items more appealing. Write detailed descriptions. Provide all relevant details, including brand, model, condition, and any flaws. Be honest to avoid disputes with buyers. Set competitive prices. Based on your research, price your items competitively. Consider offering bundled deals for similar items to attract buyers. Promoting your listings. Maximize your reach by promoting your listings. Share them on your social media accounts, join local selling groups on Facebook, and use relevant hashtags. Engaging with potential buyers promptly and professionally can also enhance your chances of making a sale. Hosting a garage sale. If you prefer a more direct approach, consider hosting a garage sale. This can be a great way to sell multiple items quickly without the hassle of shipping. Advertise your sale in local newspapers, online classifieds, and neighborhood groups. Make sure to price items reasonably and be prepared to negotiate. Step 3. Side hustles and extra income streams. Leveraging skills and talents. In addition to selling items, consider leveraging your skills and talents to generate extra income. Here are some ideas. Freelancing. If you have skills in writing, graphic design, web development, or marketing, you can offer your services on freelance platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer. Tutoring. If you excel in a particular subject, offer tutoring services either in person or online through platforms like Wizen or Chegg Tutors. Handyman services. Offer your skills in home repair, landscaping, or cleaning through local classifieds or apps like TaskRabbit. Gig economy jobs. Drive for ride-sharing services like Uber or Lyft, deliver food through DoorDash or Uber Eats, or offer pet sitting services through Rover. Monetizing hobbies. Turn your hobbies into income streams. Here are some examples. Crafting. If you enjoy making crafts, jewelry, or art, sell your creations on Etsy or at local craft fairs. Photography. Offer photography services for events, portraits, or sell stock photos online. Blogging/vlogging. Start a blog or YouTube channel about a topic you're passionate about. Once you build an audience, you can monetize through ads, sponsorships, and affiliate marketing. Participating in the gig economy. Take advantage of gig economy opportunities to earn extra cash. Here are a few options. Ride sharing and delivery. Sign up with Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, or Instacart to make money in your spare time. Task services, use platforms like TaskRabbit to find local gigs, from moving help to home repairs. Renting out assets, rent out a spare room on Airbnb, or rent your car through Turo or Getaround. Maximizing your earnings. No matter which methods you choose, it's important to stay organized and keep track of your earnings. Set aside a portion of your extra income specifically for debt repayment. This disciplined approach can help you make significant progress toward paying down your debt. By selling unused items, leveraging your skills, and participating in the gig economy, you can generate extra income to help pay down your debt more quickly. With a strategic approach and a commitment to reducing your financial burden, you can work towards achieving financial stability and peace of mind. Stay tuned for more insights and tips on managing your finances effectively. This has been another report by PB at Sales Hospitality on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content on financial health and business strategies.